great looking morning. Fog's just rolling down the valley. Never been in this country before, so it's all new to us. Going blind as usual. But we've actually heard a distant roar way up the back there. Some wonderful looking country. Alrighty, we'll see what we can do.
What a disappointment that was. Just crashing our way out in the evening, beautiful evening, in the big Westland country, and just got to this ferny stuff. Gave a bit of a roar just for fun, really. Just over here, just come a little bit further. Next thing we hear, crikey, we're caught. We're just a little bit too far, just back there a little bit and down in the fern, and just see the antlers coming. Wind drifts going straight to him. You see him come there, he stops, looks around a little bit, next thing, boof, and he's gone. Boy, now that's a beautiful stag. It's a beautiful example of a red. Monarch of the Glen stuff. Oh well, that's the way it goes.
Oh well, it's that time of year again. Stags are starting to get vocal. All the hunters out there are itching at the bit, busting to get into the hills at the first available moment. Meanwhile, the wives are all going, oh no, here we go again. And of course, the first thing you have to do is decide where you're going to head. Now, if you've got a private land block to go on, you're already sorted, you're all set to go. But if you're like us, we just like to stick to the public land, and so no doubt you'll spend hours poring over maps and trying to decide on the best spot. Unfortunately, we haven't found it, but you can be sure if we do find it, we won't tell you where it is. Now, we like the challenge sort of going into new areas and that, so we're going to actually spend a couple of days here in the Ureweras, have a bit of a scout around here, then we're going to head south into the big country of Fiordland and Westland and all that sort of area, see how we get on down there.
We're going to be mainly focusing on using the still camera. The great thing about using the camera is we get to observe what would happen after we'd normally shoot the stag, and most of us would shoot it at the first instance. The other thing is you'd be surprised how close some of these stags will come if they're given half a chance. Anyway, we've got no protection out there, so we might get a tine through the belly, but it's worth the risk.
Urewera National Park is the largest in the North Island, covering an area of over 200,000 hectares, which also makes it the fourth largest in New Zealand. She's pretty rugged country and just about completely bush-clad with little or no open tops. The weather can change fast. What can start out as a beautiful morning can turn to absolute crap in no time at all, so it pays to go prepared.
Unfortunately, the track's a bit smashed from the snow damage, and it can be a bit hard to find, and I wouldn't want to do it at night actually. But a good idea is to just roar your way along these tracks. We often roar a stag to the track, and it's a good opportunity to get your camera out if you hear one, and just get ready and hope he comes in. But yeah, she's a bit of a mess. Lucky they've got orange markers.
Boo! We'll often yell at a deer when it takes off, and hopefully it'll stop and look back. Of course, it doesn't always work, but it's worth a try.
Boo!
Try not to go over there. Just get these little bits of scrub, just little bits like that. Trying to get a rest. Beautiful creature though, eh? Anyway, we'll keep moving. Really interesting country, this high altitude stuff. Full of mosses and lichens and mealy grubs and all sorts of interesting little things growing all over the place. Doesn't get much sunlight, just cold and damp all the time. Sort of a grassy sort of stuff on the ground, and just that forbidden forest look.
If you're high up when the fog rolls in, you can end up with nearly no visibility, so it's a good idea to carry a compass or GPS. People get lost in this country all the time. Well, we finally made it to the highest point in the park, and we came up here for the view, and I tell you what, when that cloud lifts and clears, boy, is it spectacular. Well worth the effort. Anyway, she's bitterly cold up here, southerly blowing. Trig's right here, the hut's just down there, so let's go and get a hot coffee.